Welcome back. Look, our sponsors at PSU are doing an amazing job on campus. We've been learning about their psychology program, internships, the business department, and so much more. But what happens after you graduate? You might be wondering, how well did PSU prepare you for the outside world? And I'm right there with you. So we invited a PSU alum who created his own nonprofit dedicated to fighting gentrification and keeping Black homeowners in their homes, as well as a faculty member who's using that program to currently teach students all about racial justice in Portland. It's Randal Wyatt and faculty member Kristin Teigen. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to dive into this because I think that's a big question everyone has on their mind. You know, oh, you're promoting PSU, but like, what happens afterwards? So tell me about your time at PSU and kind of how it prepared you for what you do now.
Well, you know, I'm a Portland native, born and raised. I've been directly impacted by gentrification and, you know, seen the diversity get pushed out east and my neighborhoods turn more homogenous and affluent. And I know gentrification was responsible for it, but I didn't really know what it was. And like classes like racial equity in Oregon really helped me comprehend what gentrification is and the the facets of it, which, you know, generated the ideas which evolved into taking Ownership PDX.
Yeah, and so tell me about taking Ownership PDX, because that you started this nonprofit. How did you, what is it? What do you guys do? Just lay it all out for us.
Well, we're a reparations and community-based organization. We raise money, use volunteers, and collaborations with different organizations and businesses, and then we fix up Black-owned homes and renovate them for free, and small businesses. And we do it to fight back against gentrification, bridge the wealth gap, and inspire compassion and equity in our neighborhoods.
I love it. And Kristin, you are actually kind of using this nonprofit to implement it into the classroom right now. Tell me how like students are taking to that. What's going on?
Well, so I teach a capstone class, which is a class that all PSU seniors are required to take. It implements sort of a half academic, half service component. And so, you know, the students are involved in not only learning about what's going on in Oregon, but then actually turning their learning into, you know, good works and trying to create a different future here in Oregon. So Randal was a student. As soon as he started talking about his organization, I was like, we got to make you a community partner. There's just no way. So I think he may be the first example of a student who then moved into a community partner role. So yeah, students now are doing all sorts of things. They primarily, with taking ownership, have been writing grants. And so it's a way, you know, you talk about what to do after you graduate. So the capstones give people a chance to learn skills that might translate into a future job. So
that's awesome, because that was going to be my next question. Like, what do you really hope that they take away from this? I mean, we're trying to build the next Randal?
I don't think he's going to replace him. He's going to replace him.
Have more students coming back to their nonprofits.
And stuff.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. But, you know, what's the main takeaway that you kind of, both of you, hope that students take from being involved with this nonprofit?
I mean, I hope they gain skills from like her class, and what I hope they take away is like the real history of America, and learn about different cultures and what they've overcome and what they contribute to America, and inspire them to, you know, take a risk and generate their own grassroots movements and their own organizations to make the change they want to see. That's what I hope they get from it.
What about you, Kristin?
Well, I think, you know, the class that I teach talks about, specifically with the Black community, the history of exclusion and segregation and displacement. And so you can learn that in a classroom, and you can read it, and you can hear me talk on and on. But it doesn't really, I think, viscerally soak in until people have the direct contact with community members. And so being able to be involved with taking ownership gives people the real sense, like, this is a homeowner who might be affected by this history that we've been talking about. And so now we're going to help create something different, like I said, in the future. So it just gives them a visceral sense of the history that I teach.
I love that. Very hands-on. Very, I love it. Thank you so much to both of you for being here. Guys, we love our sponsors over at PSU. Get involved today. Pick up the phone, become a PSU student, and hey, get involved with this nonprofit. They're doing amazing work.